Hi everyone, welcome to my year in review for knitting. This is the end of 2022 and I wanted to go through and show you guys everything that I knit this year, and I'm really excited, so let's get started. So for 2022, it's been a weird year for knitting. I didn't do a lot earlier in the year. I sort of squished a whole bunch of knitting into the last, I would say, 4 months of the year. So between maybe September and December is when I did the majority of my knitting this year, just because I started to get back into it a lot and I really had a lot of projects that I thought I could accomplish by Christmas. So it was a bit of a mad rush to the end. But I am really excited of everything that I knit this year, and I'm really excited to show you guys. So the first thing that I wanted to show you is these hats. In Canada, we call these toques. You might call them beanies. I don't know anywhere else in the world what you call them. Let me know down below. But I made a whole bunch of these little hats. I'll show you a little bit better. They look like this. And I made these for some of my coworkers and friends for Christmas. So they're knit using, I believe it's a Lion brand woolies. It has some wool in it. It's not 100% wool though. And I'll link down below exactly which yarn this one is. But I made about 8 of these. They're really quick to knit, and I followed an online tutorial, which was absolutely amazing. It was just a quick video and showed you step by step how to make one of these. It's knit using a 1x1 rib, I believe, and then stockinette stitch with decreases. And there's also a video of how to make your own pom-poms. So it was super quick, super easy, and I love them. They're nice and warm. So the next thing that I made this year is I made a whole bunch of scarves. So I made 2 infinity scarves. Basically, I knit them really long and then stitched them together. And it's, I believe, I want to say like a 2x2 rib pattern. I'm not sure. It was a pretty basic scarf pattern. And this is again using the same type of wool that I made from the hats because I had a whole bunch of it. So these knit up, you can wear them either one long, or you can double them over, and they're nice and warm and cozy. And I have this one, which is sort of multicolored. And then I knit this one as well, which is a slightly different brand of yarn. I don't remember, I got this on sale somewhere. And I like this because it's got gray and pink, which are my favorite colors. So I'll probably keep this one, and I'm not sure, I might gift this to somebody, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, but these were sort of my September projects that I worked on, and they're knit on really big needles, so they knit up super fast. Yeah, I'm a bit of an impatient knitter. I don't really like to wait around for projects to be finished. So I did definitely gravitate towards bigger yarn, bigger needles. I only made one thing that was on smaller needles this year. I apologize for the noise. But sorry, there's a lot of banging upstairs right now. I apologize. But yeah, anyway, I really do like thicker, bigger yarn and needles just because it's faster and I can finish a project and move on to something else. So yeah, I made 2 of these. Ooh. So the next thing that I knit this year was a bit of an adventure for me. I decided to sort of break into the world of sweater knitting, and it was definitely a trial by fire. Everything that I'd knit up to that point was kind of hats, scarves, things that don't really require a pattern, or sorry, not a pattern, but don't require sizes. So they don't really need sort of one size fit all. Whereas when you're making any clothes or anything, you do want to make it to size and to shape, which I learned the hard way. So I wanted to knit a sweater, and I found an amazing pattern online. Thank you to Kika Knits. and I don't diss the pattern at all. It's absolutely fantastic, and I plan on using it to actually make a sweater later this year in 2023. And I will show you guys when that's finished. But I took the pattern and I picked the wrong type of yarn, and then I decided not to do a gauge swatch, which, lesson learned, do a gauge swatch. So I made a sweater. It turned out interesting. This is what it looks like. I really love the color, which is why I picked this yarn. But again, I didn't do a gauge swatch. So it turned out very, very big, which is fine if it would fit me, but it does not. So I can't really wear it because it's it does not fit properly. And so I haven't even like sewn in the ends or anything like that. I just kind of left it because I think I'm going to unravel it this coming year, and maybe, I don't know, use the yarn for something else, maybe a cardigan or something, I'm not sure. But I did learn a lot about the construction of a sweater. This is made in panels, so you knit the front, the back, and the sleeves, and then stitch it together. And I learned how to seam, which was a really, really helpful lesson, and I enjoyed making it, actually. Even though I could tell as I was making it that it was gonna be off size, I still enjoyed the process of making it, and it didn't take too long, so I felt that I could make a sweater in the future and I would enjoy that process. So it was all in all a good learning experience, but sadly I don't have a sweater that I could wear this year, which made me a little sad. But yeah, I will unravel it and make something new in the new year, and show you guys then what becomes of this yarn. Anyway, yeah, that was my failure of a sweater this year. So next, I decided that I wanted to make some gifts for my family, and I had a whole bunch of the same yarn that I made for the hats. I had a whole bunch left over that I'd had during COVID and stuff, and so I found a really cute pattern for some thick socks. So I took the pattern and I modified it a bit so that I could make different sizes for all my family's different sizes of feet. And I also made it 2-color because the pattern was just a single color. But yeah, I love how these turned out. I was very, very excited about them. They're knit using German short rows for the heel, which was a miracle for me because I tried many different socks with the heel flap and doing gosset stitches and all that, and I got very frustrated. I tried making socks on smaller yarn. I got very frustrated, as was my struggle with small yarn in 2022. So finding this pattern and being able to do it with thicker yarn was just amazing. And they turned out super well. I knit a whole bunch in different colors for different people in my life. I love these. These are for my mom. They're hot pink. Yeah, but I made a whole bunch, and I think they turned out really, really, not that messed up there. But the majority of them turned out really, really well, and they didn't take too long. So I could knit one sock in about 3 hours, which was great because it meant I could get everything done in time for Christmas. So I made like 12 of these. I made a lot. And I also want to make a pair for myself probably after Christmas. And I was thinking I might do a tutorial of that and post it for you guys to sort of follow along and do yourself. Because it's super easy and it's super fun and a really quick gift if you're looking for something to make that's not going to be super, super stressful or super labor intensive. Yeah, so I highly recommend these. So there was one other thing that I made this year that I don't have in front of me. I have actually already gifted it away, but I will post a picture somewhere of the item. It was a gift for a friend, and basically it was my first successful sweater this year. So I made, I found a pattern in a book of sort of a Harry Potter Weasley-esque sweater that I made in a blue, it was a thick wool again, and I'll post down below what yarn I used. But the pattern called for, I believe, a size 4, like an Aran or a DK, I'm not sure, worsted, something. It called for something that was different than what I wanted to use. So I did a bit of math and I modified the pattern and was able to make it on bigger needles with bigger yarn, which was the theme of 2022. And yeah, I love how it turned out. It fits her great, and it's really, I was very, very proud of that. And then what I did for the letter on the front for the A is I just went over the stitches. I did a double stitch and used a sort of gold, thin gold yarn that I had, and created a pattern of a letter on the front. And it was really easy. It was knit in four pieces stitched together. And as opposed to the other sweater, I did do a gauge swatch, I did the math, I sort of started measuring and testing the pieces as I went along, which helped it to turn out, I think, successfully. So I'm really, really proud of that sweater, and I was happy to gift it away. So the last thing that I made this year is the thing that I'm probably the most proud of. I love this item so much, and it was actually a gift for my niece. So I made this little sweater. It's so tiny, but she's 1.5. So I sort of picked a size 2.5 toddler size sweater. I hope it fits her. I haven't gifted it to her yet for Christmas. But this is made with Drops Air, I believe, yarn, which is so soft and so beautiful. It was lovely to knit with. This is the first sort of not store-ish brand yarn that I've used, and I understand now. Better yarn makes better products, I have learned. And this is knit, it's a raglan design, so with deep creases here and here, but it was knit in 4 pieces. So I'm hoping in 2023 to maybe try a top-down sweater, but all the ones that I made this year were knit in pieces and stitched together, which by the end of the year I felt quite confident in. The other interesting thing about this sweater is it actually, you knit the collar as you go and then stitch the collar pieces together. So there was a collar chunk on both the front and the back pieces, and then a collar chunk on the sleeves as well, which was really interesting. But I think it turned out really cute. And then I had some drops, same type of yarn, but just in a slightly different color. And I used that on the front and did a double stitch to create the heart design, which I just sort of freehanded and hoped for the best. Yeah, but anyway, this is definitely my crowning achievement, I think, this year. I'm so proud of this, and I know she won't really care, but I'm hoping that my brother and sister-in-law really love this, and I was really excited to make it. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really proud about how it turned out. So this is definitely my favorite item of 2023 that I made. That and my hat. So that's everything that I made in 2022. Like I said, I did a lot of my knitting sort of at the end, the last couple months of the year, but I've really gotten back into knitting, and so I'm very excited to go into 2023 with, I have a whole list of projects that I want to do. I have a sweater that I want to make, and I'm gonna unravel my other sweater, maybe turn it into a cardigan, and then I'm excited to maybe delve into the realm of some summer clothes. I have a little bit of some cotton yarn, and I'm gonna see what I can make from that. So I'll post some videos and some pictures as I go along and the things that I make in 2023. But yeah, overall it was a great knitting year, and very excited to see what 2023 will bring. Anyway, have a wonderful holiday season, everyone, and a wonderful new year. See you next time.